Live. I'm your host, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my co-host, Matt Hausler, and we are here ready for another great night of Standard. Are you excited?
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah?
I mean, it's Friday.
It is Friday.
I love Friday.
Everybody loves Friday. So, I think we have our first round pairings ready to go. Let me go ahead and do a quick note here, and then we can head over to the match. It looks like it's going to be two Nerd Rage Gaming regulars in the seat with, I believe, Shane Rigsby and Joe Chott. Yes, sir.
Look at you.
There it is.
On top.
I don't know. Did you pick the match? I think you picked it.
I actually had nothing to do with picking this match.
Really? How did this match get...
Swear to
who
God.
fired this off?
Who
Who let this get through?
I won't name names.
Okay.
But he's got some pull around here.
Sure.
And he assured me this was the match where it was all going to happen.
All right.
So we'll see how it goes.
So far, Shane leaving off with the dismal backwater, gaining a life there. Joe Chott going to fire off a Warden of the First Tree, taking a damage off Landwar Waste.
He's back.
Yeah, I like this card, especially out of the Abzan Aggro decks.
I agree. Definitely nice to have a turn 1 play that isn't something like Thoughtseize.
For sure. Yeah, taking 3 damage early on with the amount of dragons and tokens that are running around, pretty dangerous.
Absolutely. Put some pressure on Shane, too. Playing that blue-black control.
I like that deck. We saw Sawyer Blatz this past weekend win SCG Indie States.
He did.
He did. That was that was an awesome deck he played with.
That was straight-up blue-black, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Right on.
Really good deck. Really fun. I mean, it looked like a great deck to play.
Sure.
He had a lot of kind of nooks and crannies. We did a short interview with him afterwards, and it just looked like an awesome deck.
Right on.
So we're going to see double fetches here from both players. Shane dropping to 20, Joe going to 18.
Look at that island.
I know. What is that? That thing's crazy. One of those special Shane Rigsby islands? What is that thing?
Sick nasty altar.
Sick. Dude, that thing is like super full art. Oh, man. So as we're waiting here to see Joe Chott's next play, as you know, me and our other co-hosts were up there for SCG Indie States, both Standard and Modern. States now a 2-day event. We met a lot of new people. I don't know if you can see, but our Twitch followers have increased dramatically. A lot of new friends there on Twitch chat. I know you jumped in the moderator seat for a little bit.
Yeah, I did some things.
Sure.
Provided some Twitch chat insight.
Yeah, I saw that. We had you there.
Promoted the following of our channel.
Yep.
I think it went pretty well, as you can see.
Discuss things with old Romulus.
Mm-hmm. Me and Romulus are tight.
So, looks like Joe Chott here is going to take the turn to pump the Warden of the First Tree, make that guy a 3/3, get in, drop Shane to 17. Shane's going to respond with an Anticipate at the end of Joe's turn, and we'll see another Dismal Backwater put him up to 18.
It's a start.
Yeah, what do you think Shane's looking for here? No removal in hand to really deal with this Warden?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Joe, I'm just sinking mana into this guy until Shane deals with it.
I agree. It seems like the way to go about things.
Just a singleton threat. No need to add anything else.
Sure. Shane going to drop to 15 here after the attack from the Warden.
So if Joe has the turn 3, I imagine he'll just drop it.
Yeah.
Because Warden is a 4 mana activation for the next level. So we get Anafenza. Shane really under the gun here. Needs something.
I might have pressured Shane there a little bit and played the Anavenza pre-combat to see if he would have either responded with the Silumgar Scorn, just to then make sure my Warden was in the clear to dodge removal.
That's fair. Either way, Shane unable to answer either or.
Yeah, really
relying on it. Yeah. Which is fine if it nets you some cards, but
definitely.
Joe's got 2 creatures out, and Shane's sitting on some counter magic, which is pretty awful right now.
Perilous Fault gonna be decent though.
Yeah, it's not bad. I believe he has another land to follow up to activate it, but I mean Joe's still getting in for 7, potentially more this turn.
Sure. That was a card that really did some work for Mr. Blatz there in the finals of Indie States. I mean, just a great sweeper to have, as well as, man, those Dragon Lords. They are not a joke. I mean, Silumgar, he was playing Pugface Silumgar as opposed to what I've now deemed Lord Silumgar.
Sure.
Pugface Silumgar, still just a good card.
Still a beast.
The hexproof. The hexproof is what gets people.
Yeah, I mean, A lot of spot removal in this format.
Definitely.
Things with hexproof are pretty good.
I was really impressed. I mean, obviously, I love control. Dragon Lord's Prerogative is a card I can get behind as well.
I can get behind that card too.
That thing's pretty sweet.
If I were a control player, I'd be pretty psyched to be playing that.
So here, just like you said, we'll see Joe go ahead and activate for 4 mana the Warden of the First Tree second ability.
Yup. The beats are a-comin'.
Let's see if he remembers the Anafenza trigger here.
He's reaching, so...
Gonna apply a second counter. Shane dropping down to 9 after the attack.
Yup.
Ouch.
And that Warden now with a little bit of lifelink.
Man, that card's good.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, saw that card do a pretty good amount of work, piloted by Mr. Joe Bernal at the SCG Regionals. I mean, he was playing an Abzan aggro list and just cut all of the fat from it, and it was really just a beater list. Super powerful. Shane not finding a 5th land here?
Jeez.
Oh, man.
That's awkward.
Yeah, it is. We've got an Abzan drawn for Mr. Joe Chott. He's going to take his time, review life totals, and probably think about beating in here for some additional damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's your best line. Attack first.
Why not?
Follow up later.
Yeah.
I mean, is Shane just dead on board here?
We'll see him target Anafenza with a Hero's Downfall, but I don't know if that's going to save us. If Joe is able to play a Rhino, or heaven forbid if he's playing some new aggro brew and he drops like a Ruthless Horde.
Right.
Oh, jeez, or a Brutal Horde Chief, I mean...
Yeah, Joe mixes it up a little bit, too.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I don't know if this is like a straight-up list, or if it's just one of his own takes on a very popular deck. But either way, just putting the hurt on Shane.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pitiless Horde. What did I said Ruthless Horde.
I knew what you meant.
Pitiless Horde is what I was looking for. I'm sorry.
I knew what you're talking about, the guy who dashes in for 5.
For 5?
Yeah, I know.
Gross.
I know you.
Which coincidentally, I have to imagine at some point we'll find a spot in these types of Abzan lists.
Yeah.
I mean, that card is just super good.
Agreed.
And now we will see a Crux of Fate, I'm sure, naming non-dragons.
That's what it looks like.
Interesting.
Shane with a little chuckle there, so I imagine, yeah, he knows he has to specify, and he's a jokester.
He is.
I bet he named dragons at first.
It's lights to trick around. Joe's going to drop down here to 21 after the Abzan Charm. Draws 2 at the end of Shane's turn. Finds a Sandseep Citadel at least.
That's a start. He's only got to deal 5 more damage to Shane. I imagine an Abzan aggro deck, not too difficult to do.
Probably not. I mean, almost one Rhino here kind of seals the deal to some degree.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he does have anything to do, now is the opportune time. Shane tapped out. Looks like he's got... I saw at least a Fleece main. He's got an Abzan Charm, a Downfall, I believe another Anafenza. So he's definitely got some options.
Check out Perilous Vault.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to run out something. So in this situation, whatever you don't care about, whatever you want to bait.
I wonder if Shane's got Ashiok mainboard.
Ashiok would be super good here.
I mean, that card is, once again, harkening back to the matches we saw in this previous weekend. Ashiok just is so good against these Abzan lists.
Yep.
I mean, just really good. So we'll see Rakshasa.
Love it.
Also a good card.
So that's the bait.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, if I'm Shane here, I think that's a threat that's got to go.
I'd agree. And this is just a card that the control decks have a hell of a dealing with.
Yep.
Dang, Fitzlock joining the clan. Thank you, bud.
Welcome, Fitzlock.
Following the channel, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, so luckily for Shane, his vault does take care of a Rakshasa pretty easily.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with his low life total, it's definitely a consideration he has to make.
God, the inevitability of these Abzan decks is really kind of depressing almost, as now Shane is in a situation here where does he have to use the Vault against the Rakshasa death dealer? Like, has the game come to that? Joe doesn't even need to apply any more pressure to the board. He can just sit behind this card and be like, well, you either kill it or you die.
Yep.
Oh, man. Putrid Leech 2.0.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's unfortunate when you get to a low life total and have to make pretty awful plays
Yeah.
just to stay alive.
I have to imagine. I know you got Shane's sideboard over here. So,
Yeah.
so there's
I
no no Ashiok on the side. So I'd hope he'd have a main.
I hope so. I mean, the card quality of just every creature in an Abzan deck just makes Ashiok ridiculous.
We appreciate it, Fitzlock. Thank you for tuning in the States, by the way. I hope you enjoyed that. Highlights of that going up on our YouTube channel for Standard so far. I think we're up to round 7 is what I managed to get done today.
It's a lot of rounds.
Oh, there's a lot of rounds for me to edit.
A lot of video.
You know what? It was really fun. I had a blast. It almost day 2 Modern kind of renewed my faith in that format. So I'm really excited to kind of explore that a little bit more.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it too. It was.
What'd you think?
Yeah, you know, I don't play Modern. Not to say I don't like it.
Sure.
But it definitely it looked interesting, and I saw a lot of cards. Like you know, when you're like a newer player, when you come in a little bit later,
Sure.
it was actually refreshing to see like a lot of cards that I was familiar with being played in Modern.
Okay.
So that was the big deterrent at first, but now it's just kind of like, all right, I can get behind this.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
So Joe Chott now deploying a Fleece Main Lion after the Vault was cracked to deal with the Rakshasa Death Dealer.
Yep. Which I agree with Shane. He had to do.
Yeah.
And now this Fleece Main follow-up is pretty good, unless Shane can deal with it right now. I imagine Joe just takes the line to monstrous it as soon as possible. But sure enough.
Yep. That's going to be a Bile Blight.
Bile Blight. That'll do.
Oh, did we leave mana up to Abzan Charm this bad boy? Oh, baby.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice.
And
Nicely
Shane's going to
done.
scoop it up after that one.
Yeah, he knows. Well, that'll do.
All right. Good on Joe. Good mana discipline there.
Yeah, Shane respects it.
Oh, yeah. Little fist bump at the end, baby. That's what it's about, man. FNM.
You got me.
You know what's fun? You know what we can do tonight? I was just thinking about this. We've still got we've got the standard playmakers from states. I'm going to let you take a look at those as you have yet to do a standard playmakers edition with us.
That's true.
Maybe we can go back and check those out in between rounds, and you can.
That's fair. Yeah.
We can talk about some cards as you'll see my picks and Dow's picks. It'll be interesting to see what you think, and maybe you can toss in a pick or two of your own and kind of tell us if we missed anything.
I've got some ideas.
Yeah, you got some stuff brewing.
I got some tech.
I'll tell you, Dow was not pleased with one of my blue choices.
Really?
He did not like Parashi Deceiver.
Really?
Yeah, he was pretty adamant about disliking that card.
Interesting.
I don't. Do you remember what that one does?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait till I see it.
All right.
And then make a snap decision.
Sure. Okay. I've got Shane's sideboard. You've got Joe's?
I do.
Let's talk about them while they're going. So Shane lost this game to Joe and Abzan Aggro, but what does he have to bring in? He's got 1 Silumgar Scorn, 3 Negates, 2 Drown in Sorrows, 2 Duress, 2 Bile Blight, 3 Thoughtseize, 1 Crux of Fate, and an additional Perilous Vault in this side. Boy, I have to imagine these Bile Blights seem pretty good here to me.
Absolutely.
I like clipping the early aggression that Joe's bound to be playing, the Fleeceman Lions, the Rakshasa Death Dealers, things like that. I mean, we can't have that thing regenerating all over. Thoughtseizes may not be bad here also to kind of attack our opponent's hands.
Yeah, I like Thoughtseize too.
Sure.
I almost wish they were just mainboarded, but...
Yeah, it's strange that... I mean, does that mean he has 1 main board? Is that what he's looking for?
I would assume so, yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I could agree with
that.
But
three in the side definitely come in.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if I'm bringing in necessarily anything else. I'm unaware of what creatures Shane's running. I did see that he had a Ugin in hand that last game. I mean, if he's not playing Ashiok, he's got to find a space for him.
I agree.
The card's just nuts.
Yeah, Ugin a little too rich for my blood in this match.
Sure, yeah.
So I imagine that might come out for a little bit better suite of removal here.
Yeah. Some additional control magic.
Yeah, I mean, Crux seems pretty good.
Okay.
You know, Joe, I don't believe running any dragons.
Nope.
So that's basically a Wrath. An additional Perilous Vault is okay.
Yeah.
If Shane gets behind, that'll definitely stabilize the board for him.
I might be more apt to bring in the Perilous Vault if I saw walkers You know what I mean? If
Sure.
there was like an Elspeth I knew at the high end or a Sorin,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably more apt to bring the vault in. I agree. Additional Crux, Bile-Blight, and Thoughtseize are all probably cards we're looking at here.
Yep.
What do you got for the Chotster?
Mr. Chott, he's working with 2 Duress, 1 Thoughtseize, 2 Glare of Heresy, 3 Drown in Sorrow, 2 Merciless Executioner,
Spice.
1 Sorin, 2 Wingmate Rock, and 2 Elspeth, Sun's Champion.
I'm bringing in a snap off the top of my head. Wingmate Rocks are coming in, Sorin's coming in, and probably the Duress to some degree. Maybe not the Duress. Well,
I like Duress against control.
yeah,
I-
yeah, it's not bad. You know what? As Dow would say, I guess it's good late game, right? Because we can wait until a few turns after they kind of think they've drawn his safety and probably have one of their end games in hand, and when we just take their end game.
Yep.
Wingmate Rock is an almost auto include as the card is essentially makes them have removal for 2 targets or have mass removal.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'd snap it off.
Yeah,
and then Sorin just makes guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sorin, a really quality planeswalker. I wonder if he has any additional in his main deck. Because one Sorin in the side.
It is interesting.
Also interesting.
Yeah, normally you see 2. 2 Sorins, 2 Elspeths, or a combination.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool if he's got one slipped in main board that he doesn't.
It'd be interesting.
I can't imagine he has 2 main board. That seems
I don't
seems
think so.
far-reaching.
That's greedy.
We also didn't see any of that match, so
Very true. Seems like your run-of-the-mill Abzan aggro deck.
this is it, man.
So-
These decks are with Dr. Siegington, which we also didn't see, but I have to assume is somewhere in the deck, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the
think
card's
so.
too good not to
I
play.
mean, every once in a while,
Yeah.
I think it's like 0.1%.
Sure.
But sometimes Siege
He's-
Runner just doesn't show
Does-
up.
Yeah,
you
it doesn't
know?
appear, which is insane. I mean,
just-
he's on call 24/7,
Yeah.
Dr. Siegington.
Oh, yeah. He's a resident. I mean,
Yes, he is a resident. Long time.
He's the go-to.
Man. So the stuff you tuned in to Indie States, what did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the standard portion some? Did you enjoy the modern portion a little bit more? What'd you like to watch?
Oh, boy.
Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm putting you under the gun there. That's rude.
No. Well, so I watched most of standard just because it's my format.
Sure.
I mean, I wanted to see what's going on. It was very entertaining.
Okay.
I mean, just in general, like I was getting joy out of like people playing well, but also like making mistakes.
Oh, there was some mistakes.
It was like a Saturday morning cartoons. Like I was all about it.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is my day. I'm just gonna watch some Magic.
Sure.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna learn. You know what I mean? Like,
And then you thought to yourself, and you're like, wow, I'm fairly decent. I could be winning this event.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, though, like I know there's like a certain amount of pressure that comes with being at an already competitive REL tournament and then also being under the gun and under the lights. But
Sure.
Agreed, like there were a lot of plays there that if people just like took a breath and like read a
calmed
card,
down.
it was just like
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not wrong. You're
It's
pretty much.
It's
spot on.
easy to call someone out when you're sitting at home and just watching, but yeah, like it's definitely like, come on, just
I would agree.
You're here to play. You've paid your money. Like, read the cards.
There were a few plays. Yeah.
Think a bit. You know what I mean? But again, we've all been there.
Sure.
I've been there for sure. So I mean,
If I played, I would try to be there too, but I don't play that much anymore. So.
yeah.
So both
See,
players here.
I think you'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I might have to suit back up.
I think so.
Well,
I mean, you commentate
it's
enough. I think you know what's going down.
I think I just build decks at this point. I don't think I
Sure.
play as often as I should.
I mean, the world needs deck builders.
It's true.
We can't all just jam Magic cards. Some of us just have to provide the sweet brews.
I don't know if there's any. We've got a question from chat as these players take a mulligan here. Is there any blue-black control dragon decks? Now, I would assume Shane is running the one we have on screen right now. You'll see to the left, Shane Rigsby with the blue-black control. I have to assume he's running some point of dragons. I've got to believe there's a Silumgar or something there.
Well, yeah, potentially he has upwards of like 8 dragons.
Yeah.
In 2 play sets of each Silumgar. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's what blue-black control wants.
Right.
But I believe that to some degree every deck now just in general has at least some form of dragon.
Yeah, whether it's Dragon Lord Silumgar or Pugface Silumgar, it probably incorporates one of the two. The only addition we get when we splash white is we have access to a powerhouse that I saw in Indy, Dragon Lord or Jutai.
Yeah.
That card is just nuts.
Oh yeah, super good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason he's probably the best costed Dragon Lord, and what he does for a control deck is insane.
Yeah, he's a well-designed card.
Very much so.
I mean,
yeah,
and
totally agree.
He brings it.
He definitely does.
Absolutely.
Super good card.
Yeah, so like, I guess this deck, like blue-black control, like, I wouldn't call it blue-black dragons.
No.
I would call it control, so. But like, it does have dragons. So you can take that however you will.
Yeah.
Like, I'd imagine like Shane probably has like 3 dragons total in the form of like 1 Drifting Death and probably 2 Dragon Lords maybe.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I could see that.
Just like going over his sideboard, like he didn't have any additional dragons in the board, but he did have like Silumgar Scorn. So I mean,
and we saw the Silumgar Scorn main. So to really turn that card on, you're going to be playing those additional dragon backups.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe with like the numbers, like we see 1 in his sideboard, 1 Silumgar Scorn, potentially 1 in his main. So maybe not as many dragons as to have like a play set of them.
Yeah, I think the true test will come here in the form of, is Shane, I don't want to say intelligent, has Shane decided to incorporate Ashiok in a creature heavy meta? Did he take the appropriate steps to play a card that is obviously very good here?
Yeah, Ashiok's super good.
And he'll lead off with a Polluted Delta, so
yeah, not many decks where Ashiok's like just bad.
Right.
I mean, I don't see a reason not to play it.
Sandseep Citadel, Chott passing the turn. We'll have a Swamp come out for Shane.
Shane with the quick turn to interrupt Joe from getting to sip some of that monster.
Boy, I don't.
It's all about the mental.
It is. Yeah, snapping off the. See Shane drop to 19, take a fetch here. The problem is, and maybe this is just the old school in me, is I really don't like being on a control deck where I don't have double blue up on turn 2.
Sure.
And I know that sounds kind of gimmicky, but you got to remember, Silumgar Scorn is back now.
Yeah.
So having double blue on turn 2 is something I need to have. Now, obviously, Shane probably showing Bile-Blight here at the end step to kill this Fleece main, which is a great play. I mean, Shane's kind of, I don't want to say backed himself in a corner now, but we just used a fetch to tutor up double black.
Right.
And we're not presenting blue. It's possible that we have blue in hand. That would be fantastic, but I did see an Ugin in hand, so Shane's win condition rearing its head, and we find a blue off the top, and you saw him snap put that into play.
That's
super risky.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Joe, that's something you can pick up on.
Oh, easily. That's a super clear sign against a control deck.
It's clear like that's his only blue. If not his only land, like that's okay. That's his blue for now, and like let's slam some threats and just go to town.
Joe will drop to 19 as he plays the Anafenza here. AK, by the way, thank you so much for following the channel. I don't know if we gave you a shout out when you did, and here she is, Ashiok.
All right,
let's see what Shane hits. Boom! You've already made value.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Shane can utilize this Warden if he so chooses.
Which is great.
It's the hybrid black-white to activate, so Shane got the black.
I will tell you, Sawyer Blatz, SCG Indy States, Game 1, plays an Ashiok, plus hits Anafenza, Fleece Mane Lion, Siege Rhino. Yes. I about flipped the keyboard.
I saw that.
That was disgusting.
A very good Ashiok.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. I mean, it was brutal to watch. What a good and then like Abzan just, and then you play their own Siege Rhino against them, and they're like, well, now I have to kill the Rhino, and you're blocking, and it's just a mess to deal with.
Yeah, not a place you want to be.
So this Anafenza here, if Chott has an Abzan Charm in him, we can get rid of the Ashiok, which seems good as Shane is tapped out.
That's easily priority number 1 here.
Right.
I mean, if not a downfall, or just like, all right, so I'll do the job.
Super good.
Very good. Gain a little life just for some value. So not bad.
Chott going to move up to 23 after the attack, if I remember correctly here.
Yep. He gets +1/+0 and gets lifelink.
Boy, to live in a world where you get to play Abzan, it's got to be great.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous of people that
Sure.
get to play Abzan. I myself do not have one.
Nope.
But if I could have any deck,
You would have the Abzan?
it'd be Abzan.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
It's super good.
Coincidentally, though, a lot of people agreeing with you here on Crack. Was that a main phase anticipate? We did. We main phased anticipated.
Shane, yeah, he's
Found a card. So
he's desperate.
The man is coming back to hurt him here. Oh, baby, that's a spicer off the top. That Dramoka's command.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're doing some work now.
Good man.
Oh man.
That's a card that kind of rose to fame here after Bant Heroic was led into the world of SCG Opens.
I think good in Abzan too. I mean,
For sure.
just does all the things.
Shane dropping out of 14.
A very efficient spell, I must say.
Joe Chott moving up to 28, I believe, if I'm doing my math correctly.
He's gaining 5 more, so yeah, you got this.
I'm trying, man.
You played some games.
Hey, what can I say?
You know how it goes.
Coincidentally, I as bad as I am, I did rebuild a Abzan list for Modern. So
Sure.
I'm
Are you
part of the collected company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that card.
That deck is brutal.
Why is it not in standard?
I
mean,
I'm not sure.
I guess there's no like instant snap answer for that, but like
We can talk about it later. When we get to the standard playmakers, we'll talk about it.
all right.
So we'll see an end step dig through time here, and maybe that's why Shane was trying to fuel with the anticipates.
Sure.
And this is not a bad card to look for. Finding a Perilous Vaultier, if he brought in the additional from the sideboard, will be really good for him.
Yeah, certainly the easiest out here would be Vault.
Yep.
Could also find some downfalls. Perhaps maybe a little action of his own. I mean, that Ugin's so far away.
It is.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if I'd leave that in.
It does seem slow.
A little bit.
And Dr. Siegington has
We're
arrived.
just getting beat down by an Anafenza and a Sorin.
But that's and here is inevitably why the Abzan decks, why you have the Abzan inevitability, right?
Yeah.
Because their creatures are good. Like, they're playing creatures that are straight up good. Their only downside, if you had to be nitpicky about these creatures, is the fact that they are multicolored.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is your only real complaint.
I mean, yeah, that is the payoff. Like, boom,
Right.
doctor.
And
in the house.
that's not even, I mean, we're not even in a bad spot here.
And now we're getting frisky with Anafenza. It's just like, Jesus. Oh, man.
And
But I agree with you. The creature quality in Abzan is probably the best in Standard.
easily.
And, like, the only times I'm disappointed when I see an Abzan deck is just like, oh, you got color screwed. And honestly, that happens to any deck. So, I mean, like...
Sure. Why not play the best creatures?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you're at a
exactly.
point here where you are almost... you're looking at a Jund clone in Standard. You're looking at a deck that is 3 colors, that plays highly aggressive creatures with a suite of removal spells.
Yep.
And did we just ultimate a Sorin?
And just like all the quality, it looks like it. Ugh.
Oh boy.
Not sure what that does for us.
Do we know what?
So Shane has to sack a creature.
Right.
That
It
is
is.
up to you.
It's the Abyss, correct? Is what you get. You essentially get.
Yeah,
a,
essentially.
Yes, -6 at the you get an emblem with at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. That player sacrifices a creature. Joe Chott, I don't think that's the line we want, bud.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess like. I mean, it's not unlikely to put Shane on having like a dragon. But I don't ultimate Sorin until I'm staring down that dragon. Until I see the certainty of it.
I mean, do we not think the +1 damage to both our Rhino and our Anafenza is just better here?
Yeah. Like, attacking for 5 with Anafenza, and then for lethal next turn, like, there's no reason Joe needs to ultimate it until he's actually looking at something that Shane needs to sacrifice.
Sure.
Because, like, Sorin is clear to plus here right now.
So we're going to see Shane before combat attempt to Hero's Downfall the Rhino. Joe Chott going to check the Dromoka's command in his hand.
that's not going to do anything
Yeah,
for him.
doesn't find
Unfortunately.
anything there.
So I would not fire it off. He could...
Oh, Shane having yet to pick targets.
See, and again, like, this downfall could just go at the Soren.
True.
Not saying I would if it was still there, but... Yeah,
You're just offering another potential target against the control deck,
exactly.
which is
like,
totally fine.
Very, very aggressive on Joe's part.
Yeah, the Abyss, I can't imagine why we played that. Why did we...
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems strange.
You got me.
Yeah, seems very strange.
Maybe we can ask him after the round.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see a Dramoka's command on the Rhino here.
I don't like that.
I'm not 100% okay with that either.
Oh, man.
And the only mode we chose was for it to essentially +1/+1.
Well, I imagine we gave Rhino a counter, obviously, and we probably had Shane sack an enchantment, which he doesn't have.
Yep.
There was no instant or sorcery for him to target to prevent damage. There was no target for him to fight. Like,
jeez.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, like, he's able to cast the spell, like it's legal,
if
he chooses the mode to make Shane sack an enchantment.
Correct.
But, like, why?
And we'll see a Crux of Fate here come out and wipe Dr. Siegington away.
Bye, Rhino.
Jeez.
Well, they come in packs, so I mean,
they do.
There's another one.
They often travel.
It's fine.
Oof. Be brutal.
Yeah, like, if this is the game, like, if Joe was too greedy with those plays to ultimate Soren and just, like, fire off a Dramoka's command...
There's so many things.
Really with nothing.
There's so many things we could do if we still had that Soren.
Yeah.
Like, boards wiped, we could make a 2/2 now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It's, I mean, yeah, okay, so Shane essentially has no win con outside of that Ugin.
Sure.
Which, okay, but now it's gone. I'd assume.
I have to imagine we're not taking that. We take the Ugin here.
I'd assume we take the Ugin because that Drifting Death is nothing. Thanks to the Soren emblem.
No,
so,
Joe, counting Shane's mana there, I don't think it's a point about if he has the mana to cast the Ugin sooner, if he doesn't.
Right.
Who cares if he's got a dissolve in his hand? You can run stuff out to eat the dissolve.
Yeah. That's his win con right now. That's his only line. Like, just get rid of it. I mean, how many cards does he have in his hand? Like,
Joe?
Yeah.
I have to believe after this, I think he's got 3 more, if I count it correctly.
He's got
so
stuff.
We've chosen the dissolve. And then, do we have an additional... So,
okay.
Shane couldn't have countered that,
no,
right?
Not at all.
We're dropping another 30.
So Ugin potentially 2 turns away. Now he's more than likely 1 turn away.
Yep. Do we have an additional backup of Duress? Is that
unless
what we were
Joe has
for?
like a downfall at the ready? I guess I could see that play, but
why are we even threatening that? I mean, why aren't we just
playing threats and killing Shane?
I would rather. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong there, but Twitch chat, feel free to speak out. Tell us what you think.
All right. So I mean, this Rakshasa gonna essentially put Shane on lethal next turn. Joe I guess Joe knows he's in the clear because Shane's draw was that land.
Sure.
So still no way to answer this Rakshasa. So I mean, it might just work out for him, which is fine, but I don't know.
Why are we...
again, no need to play this Fleece main.
What did
Shane
Shane
was dead with 1 Rakshasa out, and luckily for Joe, Shane cannot deploy the Ugin.
Yeah, you still play the Silumgar here to block.
Well, yeah.
But
we're still just dead.
Right.
We're dead to either creature that hits us.
I mean,
unfortunately. So
this game definitely took an odd turn for plays here as we kind of went back and looked through these things.
Yeah, I mean, Joe could have gotten super punished there.
Yeah.
Gets there, though. So it is what it is.
Very strange.
Yeah, some very interesting lines.
And that's going to be it.
Yeah, not to fault Joe. I mean, that Soren emblem, I guess, kind of blanked that Silumgar, but, like,
to some degree.
You're at 30 life. I mean, what's that Silumgar doing?
He can't attack and, like, wipe any tokens or anything away from you, so that was definitely an interesting match there between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Very strange for a round one, but good games nonetheless.
Welcome to FNM, guys.
Yeah, this is it. This is what. Are you not amused? This is